In the health center tonight, the stress of the pandemic is causing some smokers to light up even more. And doctors say smokers are at higher risk of getting more severe COVID symptoms than people who don't smoke. NewsNation correspondent Nancy Liu has more on this story tonight. Nancy.
And Nicole, researchers say smoking had been on the decline for years when the pandemic hit last year. So you might say COVID stress became a new spark. Cigarette sales have gone back up, along with a lot of health concerns. For thousands of Americans, this unhealthy habit is smoky comfort against the COVID health threat.
It made me probably double up on my smoking.
Nathan Charles is up to 20 cigarettes a day.
I'm not sure where the world's headed and stuff, and nervous about my daughter not going to school and everything, having to take care of her. It's been stressful.
Doctors say the overall increase in tobacco consumption is worrisome since smoking doubles the risk of severe COVID symptoms and death. But it's a host of pandemic stressors that have prompted a lot of Americans to light up just as smoking hit an historic low of under 14%.
There are some concerns that may have increased slightly. But we're also concerned that consumption as a whole has increased. In other words, those people who were already smoking may be smoking more. So it's a, sort of a two-edged thing here. More people smoking and people smoking more.
Dr. Von Rees is director of Harvard's Center for Global Tobacco Control. He notes that the uptick in smoking coincides with a dip in vaping.
I'm concerned about that because those people who are no longer vaping are likely to have started smoking again. And contrary, I think, to much of what we've heard in the past year, vaping is a far less risky behavior compared with smoking.
According to the North American Quit Line Consortium, the number of smokers calling in dropped by nearly 30% last year. Meantime, a consumer study found a 13% jump in cigarette sales in the first few months of the pandemic. The CDC says it's too early to know if the number of smokers will remain elevated, but it's hoped quitting will trend down again as the pandemic eases.
I'll probably end up quitting because I know the world's heading to a better place.
More workers returning to office buildings and public spaces could also help.
People who are now working from home or who are confined to home are no longer subject to those clean indoor air laws, and they don't have the benefit of those laws to help to put limits or put boundaries on their smoking behavior.
And experts say the return of public health campaigns to curb smoking may be another helpful factor. In large part, that public funding and attention have been geared towards masking campaigns over the past year. Live in LA, Nancy Liu, NewsNation.